I'm just gonna leave it like that. Fuck it, why not? Just leave half of an upper lip done because that's what's happening here. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This video did not go how I thought it was going to go. I was testing out the new Covergirl True Naked Days palette and it is awful. I tried to do the best I could to save it with my Jaclyn Hill palette and it still looks like garbage. So, I mean, luckily in this video I have lots of other things going on. I do, you know, my face and how I let it stay all day. The super awesome lipstick by Maybelline, which I love. But this eyeshadow palette, like, it swatches beautifully. It looks great. It looks beautiful on the skin. It's shiny. They're all shimmers except for this light blue color. It's the only matte in here. And don't buy it. Don't waste your money, please. Even though it's probably cheap, I don't care. Don't get it. It's awful. That's my review of this before this even starts. But if you want to see me try to change that god-awful palette into something worth putting on your face, please continue watching. Thanks. Just shut the door behind you. Will do. Love you, thank you.
Love you too.
I have no idea what look I'm going to do today. Is that still recording? Alright, but I am going to start with my foundation, which doesn't change ever. Okay, so what I'm going to start off with is a damp beauty blender. And I'm going to use my Physicians Formula. It's the Healthy Foundation. I got it at CVS. It always comes with a reward. It's very good makeup. It lasts all day. It doesn't feel cakey like right now during the summer, when you're trying not to feel like you have an extra layer of anything on your body because it's just way too hot. It has a doe foot applicator, which I am not a fan of. It's just hard to like get all the product out. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't use a pump in this day and age. Like, the beauty community has spoken and we want pumps. So you can just like war paint this onto your face. It looks really good. So you just take that and the damp beauty blender and you just go to town. Just press it in. Some people like to press and roll, which is good too. I just like to beat the crap out of my face. I'm pretty fair. This is LC1, which I don't even know what that means. It has sunscreen. It's got a broad spectrum SPF 20 sunscreen in it. It doesn't smell that good. It doesn't smell bad. It just smells... I don't know if you guys have tried the Wet n Wild foundation, Photo Focus foundation, which I love. That is a fantastic foundation, but it smells like paint thinner. This one doesn't smell that bad, but it's not pleasant by any means. But I do think it stays on long, like the Photo Focus one. It stays on very long and it doesn't feel super heavy and greasy. And this one is, I don't think it's really hydrating, but it's definitely not a matte foundation, which the matte is good for the summer. I feel like, especially if you're going to work, you know, and you're just sweat a little bit, it's not, I would go with a matte, because anything that's like super hydrating, I sweat a lot, especially on my forehead, like right in here, and those sweat mustaches are the worst. I get those like crazy. And if I use like a hydrating foundation, it'll just wipe right off with it. And I'll show you guys during this like what I do to try to keep it to stay, you know. I mean, I'm not in Texas anymore, so it's not 100 degrees, but it's still in the 80s and that's pretty hot and humid. Now that I have that pressed into my skin, I'm going to go in with a concealer. It's a full coverage concealer, and it's by a brand that does Kiss nail polish and Kiss nails. Let me find it really quick. I have my whole bag of goodies here. And this is a brand new, well, I don't know if it's a brand new brand, but it's called Joa Joah, and this is their Truly Yours Full Cover Concealer. And this is in Natural Ivory. It's not the lightest shade, but, well, their first shade actually is darker than this one, which is strange. Like Porcelain has a real pink undertone on it, but this one's really, really good. And I feel like it's really comparable to the Tarte Shape Tape, even though I've said that about like Makeup Revolution. But you actually get, you get a lot. This is 0.53 ounces, and I think it's like $7.99. Forget exactly how much it is. And it's a squeezy tube. So I just squeeze it there, under both my eyes. Under both of my eyes. Here we go. My chin, right here, and a little bit on my snout, if you will. And I take the flat side for this and just pounce that in. And this is a lighter shade than my foundation, so it really does a good job highlighting. Make sure to press it in. And this part's really important, this little crease right here between your nose and your face here. You really want to get that, all the foundation and the concealer right inside of there. And in a minute, we're gonna really make sure we set that with powder, because that is very important. And I take the pointy side of my sponge and just really get that inside of my eyeball. We bring it down the side of my face here, because we're highlighting the center of our face with this, basically, because when we go in with contour, we're going to use the outside of the face and just to really sharpen everything. So you think of highlights going to be in the high points of your faces. Highlights going to be in the high point of your face, and the contour's going to be in the lower part of your face, because you want all your features to stick out. Your beautiful features that you have. So once I finish this, I'm going to take my Coty Airspun. Let me grab that really quick. This is a brand new tube of my Coty Airspun. You can see that. This is in translucent extra coverage. And I just open this guy up. Ooh, that's a little bit. So what I do with the tub, I take the little plastic piece off like this. And so you have all that powder in there. I take the flat part of my sponge, dip it in like that. Grab my mirror real quick. And we're gonna set all that concealer. So just press it into your skin. The same kind of patting motions that you did with your foundation. And a really important part too, because you don't want to, because you're going to be sweating and you want to set, you know, the parts around your nose, because that goes away really fast. This pointy side right here, I like to dip that right into the powder and then go into the side of my nose here. That's really going to set that foundation in there and it won't sweat away. Do the same thing. That's really in there. Forehead. And I honestly just set the entire thing. If I'm gonna be sweating, you want as much barrier between the sweat and your actual, you know, your makeup. Feels like a lot of extra, but honestly, it's so worth it, especially if you want to look good all day. And before you set any of the, like your eye area, you want to make sure that you press out all of the creases in your eyes. Like, I don't know if you can see right here, but it's got some crease from the concealer. I just pat that out with my finger. Because whatever you have there that you set with the powder, it's going to be there all day. If you set a crease, you're going to have a crease all day long. Okay, I look like a ghost now, but all of that is in my skin. So the next little trick I like to do after this is, since you want it to last all day, you can take a makeup setting spray and just drench the crap out of your face. I'm just gonna use my MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus, turn the sprayer on, and just douse my entire face, because what that's gonna do is like make the concealer, the foundation, and the powder into one, and it's just gonna be shellacked on your face. It's not gonna move at all. Okay, so now that my face is dry from spraying it with the MAC Fix Plus, it still feels a little bit powdery, but it's on there. I use this Covergirl Vitalist Healthy Powder that just came out. I just use it in a darker shade. This is a buff beige. And this reminds me a lot of the Marc Jacobs bronzer that's out. And it's just a little bit darker, but it's not too overpowering, because when I first started doing makeup and I found out about bronzer, I was getting shades that were way too dark. It was not a good look. So I take a big fluffy brush, just swirl it in there, and just really get up in the corners. And this is such a light shade that I just really go in, because you can build it up or leave it really light. It's up to you. With this, you're creating that shadow underneath your jaw, so you don't look like you have a double chin. And the next brush I use for my face is this pointy brush. This is just like an e.l.f. brush that I use, but this pointy part is really good for getting into your cheeks there. So just swirl it in that CoverGirl powder. You don't want to go any more past like the center of your cheek. You just want to stop right there. Did I just hit pan on this? I have not had this for longer than 2 weeks. There's no way. I hit pan. But good thing it's the cheap stuff, not Marc Jacobs, because I'd probably be crying right now. The lash brush I use to contour with is this flat brush from e.l.f. It's like $3. And I take just the side of it, the long side right here, and just dip it with the side on there. And with that side I go in, because I want to make my nose seem thinner. Go straight down and blend that in. And then with my pointy brush, I'm just gonna go in and blend that in down the side of my face. I'm feeling a little extra today, so I'm gonna grab a little bit darker of a bronzer, just kind of go back over what I've done here. We'll just speed through that so you can just see it's the exact same steps, just with a little bit deeper of a bronzer. And for that one, I'm going to use my Bronze Booster by Physicians Formula. This is light to medium. It's still pretty light. Right, now after that, I'm going to spray my face again so that that contour, everything that we just did, sticks and stays there all day, especially because it's in my sweat zone, which is right up here, so you really want to make sure to get that in. And again, it's the MAC Fix Plus that I'm using. I'm going to do my brows off camera because I just did a brow tutorial, because it takes forever, so we're just gonna skip past that part. bit of powder in those bad boys. Great, it came out good. Maybe I won't think that when I watch the footage, but I like them. They're stark, they're here, they're in charge. Alright, so I decided to have a little bit of fun today and use this new Covergirl eyeshadow palette. What's this called? It's called True Naked Dazed. So we'll see what your girl comes up with here. I'm just gonna go in with the Jaclyn Hill palette and use the one I usually use to just get the same color all over my lid, and just start with that for my transitional shade. So I'm gonna use a fluffy brush, just dip into that, and cover my eyelids. All right, now that that's on there, I'm thinking I'm just gonna use this this yellow guy right, this is upside down, I'm sorry. This yellow guy right here, and just concentrate that on the outside going in about midway. Just because I want to use like some fun colors still, but they have to be matte first for me to get going here. Say hello. Is it recording?
Yeah.
Say hello. Right into here. Say hello. 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 Show them how to use the makeup brush. Yeah. You'll be better than me before you know it. I will be out shortly. Show this world your muscles.
Hell no.
Show the muscles. Just the bicep. Get it in there. Get. Oh.
It's pretty little.
It's not little. What are you talking about? Alright, I had to change SD card. Sorry about that. Where I was taking that yellow color on the tip of my brush and then bringing it from the outer corner about to the middle of my eye, upper eyelid. The good thing is, if you go in with a light hand with any shade that you're unfamiliar with, you can always do a coat, see how you like it, and then build on top of that. But if you get too much, it's a lot easier to add than to take off. You really just can't take it off. So, just gonna blend that out, make it look super diffused. And I have this Wet n Wild brush that doesn't have any product on it, and I like to use that to buff that out. Now the fun part. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna go back in with this brush, just gently dip that in here. It's got a little bit on there, oh gosh. I'm gonna try to go just below that yellow color there. It's kind of turning green. I'm not mad at it. Wish I would have had this eyeshadow palette when I tried to do that blue eyeshadow look. I got two to choose from in here. So I'm kind of digging the way that yellow is transitioning into green with this blue added to it. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with that yellow from the Jaclyn Hill palette and just concentrate that on the top part of this blue. That way I can kind of diffuse that a little bit and see if this is gonna turn a little bit green. So I don't know. And it is kind of turning it a little bit green, which is a nice like gradients from the blue, green, and then yellow. I like it. All right, now for some fun colors here. Oh, what do I want to do? I'm gonna swatch a couple of these. I'm just gonna swatch it from this side over, kind of see. That's awesome. I have no idea what color I want to use. Oh, God. What do I want to do? I think for sure I'm gonna use this pink one, and I'll try somehow to get this blue one in there. Let's just try it. I think I'm gonna go in with the pink, this front part of the lid, and the blue in the back part of the lid, and I'm just gonna use my finger. I might spray it. I'll spray it with some Fix Plus before I go in, but just spray the tip of your finger. Oh my god. Okay, I'm going with that blue now. There's some fallout with this, but you expect that, especially this kind of color. I'm just gonna take that color, that brush without anything on it, and just kind of blend all that in at the top. Yeah, that blue is the culprit for this fallout. This shadow sucks. This sucks. This definitively sucks. I'm gonna try to save this with the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm gonna go with the blue was at. I'm gonna use this dark blue here. Where the pink was at, I'm gonna use this pink over here, and we're just gonna try it. The matte was okay. I liked the matte part, but this is not okay. At this point, I'm just really frustrated at how shitty those eyeshadows were. That I look like garbage right now. But I did my lower lash line with this red color from the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm just gonna put the rest of my eye makeup on and see if I can try to save this. So I don't know. I don't know if I can. I'm using this NYX That's the Point eyeliner. It's got a nice felt tip eyeliner. This is the Maybelline Lasting Drama Waterproof Gel Eyeliner. I'm doing it at the bottom waterline and inside inner waterline, upper waterline. And for my lashes, I'm going to do the Covergirl Flourish by Lash Blast. Show what the wand looks like. It's a little thin wand. It's really easy to get your lower lashes with it. Getting fallout on my face. From that nasty Covergirl. Gonna put my blush and highlighter on really quick so we can wrap this shit up. I'm just gonna try to zoom you guys in on this because this is ridiculous. Do you see this garbage? I mean, the Jaclyn Hill palette kind of saved it, but it's okay. You know what? I'm gonna save it with this Maybelline. This is the Superstay Matte Ink Liquid Matte Lipstick. This is the camera. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Fuck it, why not? Just leave half of an upper lip done because that's what's happening here. God, fucking awful. I'm just gonna take it off. I'm just gonna take it off and do a whole nother video for something else, because why do I even want to put this on my channel? I don't know why we do that. How the fuck do I turn this off?